Let me ask you something, and I want you to actually think about it before you answer. Think about the last big purchase you made: the car upgrade, the kitchen renovation, the watch. When you made that decision, who were you thinking about? Underneath the practical justification, the "it makes sense," the "I've earned this," the "it's a good investment." Most of us are carrying around an imaginary audience, a mental group of people whose approval we're quietly, constantly trying to earn. And that audience? It's costing you a fortune. Not in a vague, you should spend less kind of way. In a specific, calculable, compounding way. Usually somewhere around your late 50s, when the math becomes impossible to soften. Today, we're going to talk about how much of what you built for people who aren't watching the way you think they are. His name is David. He's 48. Operations VP at a logistics company, makes $195,000 a year. He's been making good money for about 15 years now, and from the outside, his life looks exactly like what 15 years of good income is supposed to produce. He's got a house in a solid neighborhood, $3,600 a month with taxes and insurance. A BMW in the driveway, leased $820 a month, because when he test drove it, the salesman said something about how it drives differently. A boat he uses maybe 10 times a year, $580 a month to finance, another $90 a month to store it. Country club membership, $380 a month, mostly for the networking, he'll tell you. 2 kids in private school, $38,000 a year combined. David's fixed monthly obligations run to about $13,400 a month. After taxes on $195,000, he takes home roughly $10,900. David spends more than he earns before he buys a single grocery. He's been closing that gap with a home equity line of credit for about 3 years. He thinks of it as a bridge. Temporary, strategic, a smart use of available capital. He has $94,000 in his 401k. He is 48 years old. He's been earning 6 figures for 15 years. When David signed the lease on the BMW, when he chose that car over a $35,000 Toyota that would have gotten him everywhere he needed to go, who was he thinking about? Was he thinking about pulling into the school pickup line? About what his colleagues see in the parking lot? Psychologists call it social comparison theory. We don't make financial decisions in a vacuum. We make them relative to a reference group. The decisions we make to close the gap between where we are and where we want to appear to be carry a premium. We dramatically overestimate how much that audience is paying attention. A series of studies out of Cornell found that people consistently believe they are more noticed, more scrutinized, and more evaluated by others than they actually are. The researchers called it the spotlight effect. We walk around feeling like we're standing in a spotlight, every visible detail of our lives under observation. The data shows the spotlight is largely a projection. Other people are managing their own lives. Your neighbors noticed the car the first week. They haven't thought about it since. David's status premium, the amount he spends above a functionally equivalent life, I'd estimate conservatively at around $2,100 a month. Invested from age 33 at a 7% average annual return. Over 15 years, that's $670,000. David's actual balance is $94,000. The difference, more than $500,000, is the cost of an audience that was never really watching. And in about 10 years, when David is 58, the math is going to arrive whether he's ready or not. The income will plateau or dip. The obligations won't. So here's the question I want you to sit with. Not should you spend less, but who exactly are you spending for? And are they really watching? Because the only audience whose opinion will still matter at 75 is the one looking back at you in the mirror. Think about it. I'll see you next time. If this made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe. There's more where this came from.